Hey, mamas. Thank God for technology. I'll be the first to admit that at the beginning of the pandemic, when everything shut down, I felt really cranky. Even though I've worked at home for years, I wasn't ready to do everything by phone or computer. I miss going to yoga class. I miss getting out of the house. I miss connection with humans. But then I soon got over it when I realized how many more mamas I could support with a virtual coaching program, how I could connect with people all over the country, how we could meet up and have some of the most transformational conversations and breakthroughs together. And I soon began to recognize how many women out there were suffocating in their marriages, running on empty and devoid of any sense of privacy. That was until many started to realize that they could log into Zoom for private sessions and classes from their cars. They could drive away from their homes, park, roll down their windows, and take care of themselves. I began to call this their mobile offices, and I knew when a woman was calling from her car, she was getting resourceful and she was ready to make a change. And many changes we have made along the way. That's what I want to talk to you about today. I'm calling this conversation, Go Ahead, Call Me From Your Car. Hi there, mamas. Welcome to the Intuitive Divorce Podcast. I'm Kristen Noel, certified divorce coach and creator of the Best Self Intuitive Divorce, a game-changing program that transforms the experience and outcomes of divorce, one mother at a time. I call it Divorcing Differently. I'm here each week bringing you a quick message to support, inspire, and empower you to achieve the outcomes you want for yourself and your kids. So let's dive into today's episode. Sorry, I'm calling from my car. I can't begin to tell you how many mamas come to sessions with me or our coaching classes from their cars, which I now refer to as their mobile offices, she sheds, or privacy pods. Thank God for mobile technology. But when I see a woman calling from her car, I know she's ready to go. It always makes me laugh and sigh because I get it. Sometimes the car is the only safe space to escape the demands of life, spouses, coworkers, kids, interruptions, and big ears, and to create any semblance of privacy. Hey, a mama's got to do what a mama's got to do. I always commend them for showing up, not for me, but for themselves, and for finding a way to honor themselves by making this time, even if that means getting in the car and driving someplace where they can be alone. I know it's not easy. There are many pulls for mamas on any given day, and for most of us, we've allowed it, with our I Am Woman, Hear Me Roar playing in the background. Working moms, juggling households, kids, soccer practice, getting dinner on the table, and now a divorce, don't typically have a lot of extra space in their lives for themselves. Their me time is usually non-existent. No, they've typically been elbowed out and their needs along with them. But when a woman knows that she needs out of her marriage, she also knows it's time to heal and there's no turning back. Even if she doesn't know how, she finds a way. I remember one mama who was nervous, distraught, and in tears on our initial call. I'll never forget how scared she was trying to figure out next steps, but how certain she was that she wasn't going back. I also remember where she landed, in a relatively non-contentious divorce, happy kids living in her own new place, thriving business. Oh, and did I mention new love interest? Yes, life shifts when you shift and take a bold step on behalf of your intuition and gut. I've had so many initial sessions where mamas call me from their cars, distraught and in tears, trying to figure out next steps. And that tells me they're ready. They are ready to stop making excuses, stop denying what they know, stop pretending that it's okay or enough, and that they can hang in there and make it work. And as I listen, I lean in and want to scoop them up in my mama bear arms, ready to dive in and help them. I know they're suffocating in their current circumstances and can't take it any longer. Maybe you can relate. Do you feel like you are climbing the walls trying to get some space for yourself? It happens in so many ways. Controlling spouses who want to dictate everything? Maybe they even have a family tracker on your phone or car. Deadbeat spouses who don't work but follow you around? Helpless spouses who act as if they can't take care of anything? Jealous or paranoid spouses who need to know everything at all times? Not to mention the regular pulls of keeping a household together, shuttling your kids around, trying to be present with them. And where exactly can you squeeze some self-care into that mix? If any of the above rings true, the answer is likely nowhere until you create it and reinsert yourself back into the picture, until you start honoring your needs, your desires, and yourself. It starts with setting a boundary. I need some alone time. I need some privacy. I need some help from the rest of you. I need to go for a drive. What do you need, Mama? Start by getting clear on that and then lean into it. You don't have to have the roadmap with all the details outlined. You just need to know that you're ready to shift the narrative of your life. And by the way, you are casting yourself in a starring role because you matter. Don't allow the emotions that led you to arriving here keep you here feeling stuck, dismissed, and depleted. This needn't be your permanent destination, Mama. As I tell mamas all the time, this is temporary, but it can't be ignored. This car won't drive itself. How would it feel to be considered back in the equation? How would it feel to have someone walk beside you as you untangle from this dysfunction? How would it feel to have someone guide you, witness you, and reflect back your potential? I imagine it might feel like a little bit of a stretch in this moment, but the only thing that stands between you and reaching for this new version of yourself is taking a step, picking up that phone, declaring what you desire. Remember, when there's a will, there's a way. When you know you can no longer stay in the status quo, when you feel like you are drowning in your own life, when you see yourself and your kids shrinking, you know it's time. Ask yourself, what is holding you back, and get out in front of those excuses. As Mary Oliver famously stated, tell me, what are you going to do with your one wild and precious life? Go ahead, Mama. Give me a call from your car. You won't be the first and certainly not the last, but I can't wait to meet you in your mobile office. It all starts here, I promise. Thanks for listening to today's episode, but more importantly, for making this time for yourself. If you're a professional, independent mother facing off with divorce, struggling with your emotions, worried about your kids and your future, and want a better way to navigate it all, I've got 2 ways to completely change the trajectory of your divorce and your life starting today. The first is our free divorce workshop. In this training, you'll learn the 3 steps to get off the emotional roller coaster and take control of your divorce so you can save time, money, and heartache for you and your family. Simply go to intuitivedivorce.com/workshop. And the second way is to book a free strategy call with our team, where we'll dive into your situation, your struggles, what you really want, and outline a path to get you there. For a short video and the booking link, go to intuitivedivorce.com/call. Check it out, and I'll see you inside. Now I have a favor to ask you, Mama. If you enjoyed this conversation and were inspired in your own divorce, please subscribe to this podcast so you don't miss future juicy talks. And I'd be so grateful if you'd leave a review so together we can help other mamas walking in the same shoes.